Classroom Dynamics is supported by Logitech. As education continues to evolve, so does Logitech Education, your partner in content creation for the classroom. With Logitech's cutting-edge technology, students not only learn, but also become content creators. Whether it's in person or online, Logitech's tools are designed to inspire educators and learners alike. Logitech Education, inspiring the next generation of creators. For more, visit logitech.com/education. Transforming classrooms, one innovation at a time. Every classroom has the potential to be extraordinary, and the Logitech Reach adjustable content camera is your partner in making that happen. With its flexible arm and clear video, you can now showcase everything from detailed drawings to live experiments, ensuring that every student is engaged and involved. Whether you're teaching in person or online, Logitech Reach helps you connect with your students in a whole new way. Ready to take your lessons further? Visit logitech.com/reach and elevate your classroom to a whole new level. Welcome to Classroom Dynamics, Bits and Bytes, the podcast within the podcast where we explore cutting-edge technologies for your classroom. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Adam Todd, and today we're diving into something that's been a growing conversation in schools across the country, ChatGPT for teachers. Now, a lot of us, and I mean a lot of us, have experimented with AI tools before or avoided them altogether because they either felt generic, unreliable, or just not made for the realities of a classroom. But this new version built specifically for educators is changing the conversation. ChatGPT for teachers acts like a dependable teaching assistant that never gets tired, never runs out of ideas, and always has the standards in mind. Teachers are using it to build differentiated lesson plans in a fraction of the time, generate rubrics and assessments, create accommodations for diverse learners, draft parent letters, design centers and enrichment activities, and even model student responses across performance levels. It's not just producing content. It's thinking like a teacher, aligning to goals, adjusting for age level, and help you brainstorm the way a colleague would. And here's the part that surprises the skeptics the most. You're still fully in control. ChatGPT isn't replacing your expertise. It's accelerating your workflow. You bring the professional judgment, you bring the context, and you bring the heart, and it brings the speed, the structure, and the creative lift. Now, many teachers who were the most doubtful at first have now become the ones starting to say, why didn't I try this sooner? And there's another important development that ChatGPT has for you. Built-in safety and bias safeguards. ChatGPT for teachers is designed to avoid harmful or biased outputs, to stay age-appropriate, and to support diverse learners responsibly. It has guardrails that reduce the risk of generating unfair assumptions, inappropriate content, or unreliable information. Plus, teachers can review, edit, and verify everything, ensuring accuracy and fairness before anything reaches students. Another important piece is the verification process. Before teachers can access the tool, they complete a simple step to confirm their role as an educator. This does two things. It keeps the space safe, ensuring that the tool can provide guidance appropriate for real classroom use, and it unlocks teacher-focused features that aren't available in the general version. It's built to protect your students and to personalize the tool for your needs. And by the way, it's completely free until June 2027. So whether you've been experimenting with AI or just cautiously waiting on the sidelines, ChatGPT for teachers is designed to support the incredible work that you're already doing and not replace it. It saves time, enhances differentiation, and helps you focus more energy where it truly matters, which we all know are our students. Now, for more on ways you can use ChatGPT for teachers, here are our Google Notebook language model hosts, Bits and Bytes.
Today we are taking a really critical look at what might be the biggest challenge facing education right now.
Integrating AI.
Exactly. Integrating AI securely and, effectively into the actual classroom. We've got a whole stack of material here on a new platform designed to do just that.
And it's a huge shift. I mean, the data we're looking at shows it's already happening. 3 in 5 educators are already active adopters of these tools.
3 in 5. That's a lot more than I think most people realize.
It is. And the crucial part is the ones who use it weekly. They report saving hours of prep time. That's not trivial. That time can be the difference between burnout and, well, staying in the profession.
Saving hours is everything in K-12. But the big questions, the ones we hear from every administrator, every teacher, are always the same.
Is it safe?
Is it safe, and is it actually built for my curriculum, for my students?
Exactly. So that's our mission today. We're going to unpack this dedicated solution, ChatGPT for teachers. We'll define what it is, because it's so much more than the chatbot you use online.
Right.
And we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the security measures. Then we'll dive into the practical, actionable ways you, as a verified US K-12 educator, can start using it today.
And the headline, you need to know right up front, especially if you're the one managing the budget. This whole secure, specialized workspace is free. Free for verified US K-12 educators all the way through June 2027.
Which tells you something. The goal here isn't just selling a product. It's about embedding a whole new kind of workflow for educators.
Okay, let's start right there with the definition. When we say ChatGPT for teachers, are we just talking about a friendlier interface on the regular version, or is this a genuinely different piece of software?
It's a specialized workspace, totally distinct from the consumer version. The sources all frame it as a secure, dedicated teaching assistant.
A teaching assistant.
Right. And this isn't just like a new color scheme.
Yeah.
It has completely different controls, both for the teacher using it and for the school or district leader who needs to manage it.
That inclusion of admin features is huge, isn't it? I mean, the district can actually govern its use, which, that gets over a massive regulatory hurdle right away.
It does.
But let's tackle the philosophical fear head on. The worry is always that AI will replace the real intellectual work of teaching.
That it's just going to generate generic filler.
Yeah. Does this tool just accelerate work? Or does it risk making everything bland and, wasting time?
Well, it's designed specifically to accelerate the workflow by handling the structural stuff. The really time-intensive tasks, the drafting, the formatting, the cross-referencing.
Okay.
But the critical point, and you see this repeated by every teacher using it, is that you never lose control. The teacher is always in the driver's seat.
So it's an augmentation tool.
Precisely. It brings the speed and the structure, but the teacher still has to bring the professional judgment, the context, the heart.
It handles the scaffolding. That lets the teacher focus on refining, on differentiating, on the actual connection with the students.
Exactly. I mean, think about why those 3 and 5 teachers are already using AI. It's not because they love gadgets.
No.
It's because the time saved is real. They're getting hours back in their week. Hours they can use for one-on-one conferences or for developing those really rich hands-on lessons instead of doing paperwork.
It's offloading the cognitive burden of starting from a blank page every single time. And that relief is just, it's invaluable.
Which brings us right to the security piece.
The foundation. The part that has to be absolutely rock solid before any district is going to sign off on this.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're talking about classroom data, lesson plans, maybe even student progress notes. Security is not negotiable here.
Not at all. And this is really where the specialized workspace earns its keep. The number one concern is always, will my data, or worse, student data, be used to train some global AI model?
Right, the big black box.
And the answer for ChatGPT for teachers is a very decisive no. Anything you share in this workspace is not used to train OpenAI models by default, period.
Yeah. Okay, that right there is the logistical peace of mind every administrator needs to hear.
It's the single biggest distinction from the consumer version. It's why districts can even consider it. Taking away that fear that you're accidentally feeding your class materials back into the machine. That's crucial.
It is.
And second, the entire architecture is built to protect student data and to help schools meet those really stringent U.S. federal compliance requirements, specifically FERPA.
The Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. Many of our listeners will know it, but how does the tool itself actually support compliance with that?
Well, it comes down to control and access.
Okay.
Let's say you upload a lesson plan from Google Drive, and it has some sensitive student accommodations in it. The environment is designed so that data stays within your district's sphere of governance. It never, ever resides in the training database.
So it's sandboxed.
In a sense, yes. And because it's built for compliance from the ground up, the controls that administrators need are already integrated. It reduces the risk of accidental data exposure that you'd get if teachers were just using random consumer tools.
So it sounds like the design team was anticipating the regulatory environment, not just reacting to it.
They had to. And if you zoom out even further, their broader safety approach is, well, it's rigorous. They use what are called red teamers.
Teachers?
Yeah, they're basically security experts who are hired to act like hackers. Their entire job is to try and find vulnerabilities in the system.
So they're proactively trying to break it.
Constantly. That continuous testing, plus all their work on things like child safety, handling private information, mitigating bias,
Right.
it all means the security isn't just a static feature. It's a dynamic, actively tested environment.
Okay. So that establishes the trust needed to even begin the conversation.
Right.
All right. We've established the why, it's secure, it's specialized, and it's free. The next question from a busy teacher is always the how. How quickly can I actually get in and start using these features?
Right. The first step is a verification process. It's handled by a third party, Shireen, just to confirm your educator's status.
And I know any extra step can feel like a hurdle.
It can, but this one's mandatory for a good reason. It ensures the space stays safe, for one, but more importantly, it's what unlocks all the advanced teacher-focused features that you just don't get in the public version.
So verification isn't just a gate. It's the key to the whole educator toolkit.
Exactly.
So what's in that toolkit? What's the first thing that really stands out?
The first thing is you get access to their top-tier AI model. Teachers get unlimited messages with GPT 5.1 Auto.
Unlimited messages. That's a huge deal.
It's a massive value proposition. This Auto version is engineered for better coherence, better memory, and it can handle much more complex tasks than what the general public gets access to. The output is just far more reliable for things like curriculum drafting.
Unlimited access to the most advanced model for free. That removes pretty much every barrier a teacher normally faces trying to use this stuff.
It does. Then the second crucial feature is personalization. You can actually tell ChatGPT to remember key details about your classroom.
Oh, interesting. Like what?
Like, I teach 8th grade physical sciences, or my school uses the racist writing format, or I always need differentiated options. You set that context one time, and then every single response is tailored to you.
Which eliminates constantly retyping the same background info.
That's where the real-time savings kick in. You invest, maybe 15 minutes setting up your persona, and you save hours on every prompt after that.
That solves a major friction point.
Looking to spark excitement in your classroom and save time? Head over to Highly Motivated on Teachers Pay Teachers. From engaging lesson plans to creative lab books and test prep tools, these resources are designed to inspire learning and take the planning stress off your plate. Highly Motivated, motivating teaching resources that engage and inspire. For more, search Highly Motivated on Teachers Pay Teachers.
Okay, what's next?
Third is integration. It connects directly to the systems you already live in. You can build presentations with Canva right from the chat. And critically, you can pull in lesson plans and files directly from your Google Drive or Microsoft 365.
So you can start a chat with the context already loaded. No more copy pasting.
Exactly. No one wants to export and import files all day. That seamless integration is what drives adoption. And finally, for the leaders and admins listening, there's the administrative access. This means things like domain claiming, so only verified school emails can join, role-based access, and secure accounts through SAML SSO.
For our non-IT listeners, AML SSO is basically the district's single secure key to everything, right?
Exactly. It's one central secure login for every teacher instead of 1,000 different passwords. It just makes the whole thing viable to roll out at a district scale.
Okay, we've covered the safety and the features. Now let's get really practical. Let's show how actual teachers are using this to save those hours we've been talking about. Let's give our listeners some specific prompts they can try today.
Absolutely. And the key is that the effectiveness is directly tied to the detail in the prompt. Teachers are moving way beyond, write me a lesson plan.
They're using the advanced model to get complex, tailored output.
They really are. Let's start with one of the most time-consuming jobs, unit planning. There's an example from an educator named Trip Reed. Instead of a generic request, the prompt laid out very specific constraints. Something like, develop a plan for a 20-day unit for 8th grade physical sciences structured for 55-minute classes.
Oh, that's specific.
And it gets better. The required output had to include a unique guiding question for each day, plus suggestions for hands-on activities for each of those days.
That's incredible. It generates a full 20-day skeleton for your unit, complete with inquiry prompts. The teacher's job then shifts from building that skeleton to just choosing the best activities and adding their own flair.
It completely reduces that initial friction. Now, let's look at a more nuanced example. This one is about assessment and differentiation from an English teacher, Ali Lewis.
Okay.
The goal was to generate example responses for an assignment. This is so useful for showing students what good and not so good work looks like.
Yeah, for building a grading anchor or just for instruction.
Right. So the prompt asked for 7 different example responses, each one a paragraph long, but varying in quality from extremely well written all the way down to very poorly written.
That's already pretty useful.
But here's the detailed part. The prompt specified that all the responses had to follow their school's specific instructional framework, the RACES format. Restate, answer, cite, explain, summarize.
Okay, so it's adhering to their pedagogy.
And the most critical part, the AI also had to provide a rationale explaining the writing level of each of the 7 responses.
Wait, a rationale for why a student response is poor based on the specific races components, and it does that in seconds.
In seconds.
That expert teacher would spend an entire lunch break drafting that manually, maybe more.
And that's true teaching support. It's not just creating text, it's providing pedagogical analysis instantly. That teacher can now spend their time analyzing real student work instead of creating models.
That's a game changer. What's one more?
Last one, from Coral Riley, focuses on curriculum alignment, the boring administrative work that always gets pushed to the end of the year.
The compliance stuff.
Exactly. Her prompt was simple. Match an existing curriculum to the relevant IST standards for both students and for teachers.
So using the tool to instantly cross-reference dense documentation, no more sifting through hundreds of pages of standards.
It automates the compliance paperwork. And all of these examples, from instant rubrics to parent letters to accommodations for diverse learners, they all show the same thing. You use the AI for speed and structure, but the teacher keeps complete professional control.
So to pull this all together.
Right. What we've uncovered here is that ChatGPT for Teachers is a secure, specialized, and really personalized workspace. It's built from the ground up to offload the logistical work of teaching.
It gives verified US K-12 educators access to top-tier models like GPT 5.1 Auto, with features like context memory and deep integration with Google Drive and Microsoft 365.
And crucially, it provides that education-grade security. It ensures your data is not used for training, and it helps your school meet FERPA compliance. And, of course, it's free through June 2027.
The source material really emphasizes this core belief that AI in education works best when teachers lead. Every student today is growing up completely saturated in generative AI. And this tool, it seems explicitly designed to empower teachers to guide that generation, not to bypass them.
Right, to shape their interaction with it.
So that leads to a final thought for you to chew on. Considering these dedicated security protocols, the data separation, the red teamers, all designed specifically to build trust and confidence among educators, how might widespread, district-approved adoption fundamentally shift the conversation in our schools?
How so?
From worrying about how to police student use of AI, to actively shaping what responsible digital citizenship or high-quality AI interaction actually look like for the next generation, that seems like a fascinating outcome to watch for.
For more on Classroom Dynamics, follow us on X @ClassDynamics or on Instagram @Classroom Dynamics Podcast. And be sure to search Classroom Dynamics on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast shows.